Sage Wanderer here. I'm waiting for my coals to get hot. They're trying to get started there, and I'm gonna make me some lunch. And I thought I would just walk you guys through the place a little bit and talk to you about some of the major changes that I made as a direct result of the uh, polar vortex and being froze up with no water for 8 days. So I decided to utilize, see, my jugs that I was using in Texas were here. They just were empty. They were just empty. All right, so this is the bunker. I'm gonna walk down into the bunker here. Hopefully I don't fall down as I'm trying to watch the camera and the steps. All right, so down here in my bunker, I got these jugs of water that I was using in Texas, and I refilled them. This one has some damage, but it's still got water in it. It's just got a hole in the top here, so I put it on top. But these are 7-gallon cubes, and I have 6 of them, as you can see. So I have 42 gallons of fresh water here that is well water, because that's what I ran short on more than anything, in my opinion, was I just didn't have enough water to flush my toilets and to wash with and take baths and whatnot. So this well water, I could drink it if I wanted to filter it, because the well water here is not great, but I can also use it for cleaning and whatnot. So I added 42 gallons of fresh water to my reserves because I didn't have any. I filled the bathtub up. That's how I got through the 8 days, and then I melted snow. So this will prevent me from needing to melt snow. I didn't fill the bathtub up necessarily intentionally. I set the water to drip in the faucet in the bathtub. And as I was doing that, to prevent it from freezing, I thought, hey, what if it freezes anyway? So I should go ahead and put some water in the tub. And I thought, well, it's dripping all the time, so how can I hold water in the tub? So what I'll do is plug the tub and then let the water drip into the tub. And hopefully it won't overflow the tub. And if it does, I have an overflow valve. And so that's what I did. So when I got up in the morning, I went to turn on the faucet at the sink. And when I did that, I realized, okay, there's no water. And I thought, oh no, my pipes have frozen. And I went back to the bathtub and looked, and it only got about half full in the night. Lessons learned from the deep freeze? Well, more water is needed for certain, for washing and flushing. Solution: add 42 gallons of well water storage. Back to the bunker. And then while we're in here, we'll talk about how on top of the bunker I have solar panels, and through the air vent the cabling comes in. And right now I've got them unhooked because everything's charged up, but I might put them on to charge for a minute while I'm here. So I'm going to take this loose cable here and put it on the negative terminal, which is going to light up my display here. And as you can see, it's still fully charged. It has 13, well, that's what's coming in, is 13.7 volts. It's charged up, so it's holding a charge. I don't need to charge it, as you can see by the display. Let's see how this other one looks, the other battery. I don't just leave them running all the time because it'll overcharge your battery. As you can see, I have a little boil over on this battery. I need to check its contents, but it seems to be, that's the one that's a little low. It's 12.9, and it is taking a charge. So we'll let that one charge for a minute. I need to come back and make sure that I have fresh water in there, because that does look like a boil over. Could have been happened from overcharging. That's supposed to prevent it, the charge controller. But that's basically what makes a solar system. And as you can see now that I've got it plugged up here, my solar lights, where does it plug at? Here it is. As you can see, I have lights on down here. And I have another one over here. There's my spare set of solar panels there. But you can see I also have a light here. So I have lights down here. I have the ability to charge rechargeable batteries, which I keep down here. And shoot, I even got a DVD player and some DVDs. There's my solo stove. You guys have seen that stuff. My gear I've had for a long time. And you know, there's stuff that you need. Alcohol for the alcohol stove, a pot to cook in. You know, there's obviously toilet paper. These buckets are full of food, various sorts of food and equipment. A lot of food I can't eat anymore, but in an emergency, I could if I ate small amounts of it, enough to keep me alive. But like rice and pasta, this is where I keep it stored down here because it's cooler. I also keep tools down here. I just keep some basic tools for digging myself out. There's a saw and a pick and a shovel in case I needed to dig myself out of here. I'm probably going to add more to that as I get extra tools I can store down here. I'm careful not to store stuff that's too expensive and nice in here because, you know, it's vulnerable to theft and I don't want to lose it. So this is what my path looks like out to my chicken prison when it's not completely snowed in. So if you notice, I left a few surprises for people who don't belong here. And I'll just leave it at that. When you're cutting trees, yeah, you can leave a little something behind. Just leave a little something behind there to learn the hard way. For people that don't belong. Right now I'm running cable out here in case I need it. This is my electrical cable running out. But eventually I might employ those other solar panels and get some solar power going out here before next winter. There's my chickie ladies. They expect me to bring them treats every time I come out here. Hello, chickie ladies. They're my chickie ladies. They're my chickie girls. Yeah, and BB the rooster. All right, so we're gonna go back here where I have my water catchment system. So as you can see, my chicken prison has an entire roof that covers it completely. And that's actually a really great area for catching rainwater. And the way this, I came out here during the rain and watched it before I made any of these plans. I wanted to see where the water drips off. How does the water run? This is not a traditional roof. It's rounded, like a gabled roof. And the metal is rolled over the edge here. And so what I found is that all the water, because it's not completely level, all the water runs from that end to this end. And then it hits this end cap right here, this little white end cap. And when it hits that white end cap, it stops the forward motion and it all runs off to the side and falls on this corner or that one over yonder. So I noticed, and as you can see, I did a test here, got a little bit of water in the bucket. I'm gonna dump that out. That's how much water didn't make it into my system. I wanted to measure how much it didn't get, because right here, I think it probably comes in so fast that right here it's a little bit overwhelming. And I have a stainless steel screen right there, and I had some duct tape up here to hold it in place, but it doesn't really need it, I think, and it was affecting the flow of the water, because the water runs down here, but it also runs down here to this edge and runs this way to this corner, where then everything goes down into this pipe, through here, and down into my tank. Now this is a 500-gallon tank. I have two of them, so I have a 1,000-gallon capacity. I can't fill the other one over there till I make its gravel bed and lay it like I did this one. And I left gaps, especially right here, for excess water to flow out of. And looks like I'm getting a little leakage of water right around that main thread, that gasket. But it seems like it's self-sealed. Doesn't seem like there's too much water down there. I should have checked that before I filled it, but I can probably give it a crank and tighten it down a little bit, because there's a gasket on that. But at any rate, this is a 500-gallon tank. Right now, I just made it to the first line here, which is just short of 100 gallons, and that's in 2 rains. I got 100 gallons. And even though I lost some into this bucket here, I put an identical bucket over there, which you saw in the chicken pen, and it was full and overflowing. So I know I'm catching, well, and I'm measuring it. So I catch about 25 gallons per rain with a moderate rain. And we're just now entering the rainy season. So 20 rainy days, and I'll have 1,000 gallons. In 10 rainy days, no, in 20 rainy days, this will be full. If I got the other one going, it could be full in 20 days as well. But I haven't got it hooked up yet, but it's all on the to-do list. But this gives me water reserves. I've already started feeding my chickens the rainwater because they like it better than the well water. When you feed it side by side, the rainwater over the well water every time. They just like it better. And so anyway, this is for the chickens, but also as a backup for me. And if you notice right now, this spigot is actually higher than probably sink level at my house, which you can see through the woods there past the chicken prison. And so I'm thinking, unless my eyes are deceiving me, it's enough of a drop to get some gravity feed. And especially once the tank gets half full or better, or if it's all the way full, it's high enough that I could get enough gravity feed down there at the house to use as shower even. But I have a 110 plug-in hot water heater, and I'm gonna run PEX pipe all the way from here down. I'm gonna put a spigot here for the chickens down low so I can run them a fountain that's hooked up to the rainwater. And then I'm gonna run it down my path, the PEX pipe down my path, and I'm going to plumb it in to my secondary house here and have it run off of rainwater. So I'll have well water in one house and rainwater in the other, and I'm gonna do a bathroom and a shower and the whole thing, and I'm gonna run it all into my septic system, and hopefully that will hold up to a second bathroom, but at any rate, I'm sure it would. But as you can see, the smoke is coming off of my, sorry, I keep stumbling over my own. See, it works. One of the reasons I leave these stobs here is that I've been told that when you're wearing night vision, you can't see in front of you. You see great out there, but down at your feet, you don't really see. So you tend to trip on things, so why not make anybody stumbling around in the dark have to work harder for it? That's what I say. Make them work harder. Maybe they'll fall down and hurt themselves instead of me. But as you can see, it looks like my coals are smoking and ready to go. And that's some mesquite smoke happening there because I got some mesquite chips in there, chunks. And I'm about to make me some burger for lunch. Everybody's always asking me what I eat. I eat meat. I eat lots and lots of meat. I eat vegetables too. I'm just trying to figure out what to do with these smoked mesquite, slow smoked burgers I'm preparing here. But I'm thinking that I'm either going to cover them in chili, yummy, or I'm going to make a bunch of, frozen stir-fried vegetables in a side dish, or just eat salad. I don't know. But it's going to be these burgers and some kind of vegetables. Hey, meat ends up being like you spend some time when all you really have is meat. You spend some time on making the meat excellent. So hardwood, charcoal, along with mesquite chips in there is making this super smoky. It's smoking my camera up. I better step back. I don't want to get my lens all dirty. All right, that's what it looks like when it's finished. That's pretty much an entire can of green beans. And 2 1/3 pound hamburger patties, slow smoked on the charcoal grill with mesquite chips, seasoned with sea salt, pepper, onion powder, and garlic powder and black pepper. And that's pretty much the first meal of the day. It's 1:30 in the afternoon. So if you want to know what I eat and when I eat, that's an example. Not every day, but more often than not, it's kind of like this. Sometimes that's a salad, sometimes that's a steak, sometimes that's fish, sometimes that's eggs. So it just depends, and the vegetable changes. But one thing, the vegetable is always, always, always green or yellow, light yellow. So squash, yellow squash, zucchini, salad. Yeah, you eat like this, and that's how the caveman ate. More vegetables than meat, but lots and lots of meat. No dairy, no sugar, no flour, no rice, none of that. No bread, no wheat, none of it. No gluten. Just this. And you too can be healthy, healthier than most Americans. And I'm a walking example of that.
And now the water frolics of Radar O'Reilly III, the Bullhound.
other smack talk, double speaking slap jaw, rumor spreading do-si-do. The characters low down, there's gonna be a showdown. This ain't my first rodeo. I ain't gonna back down, there's gonna be a smackdown. I don't care how big you are. I'm a little rusty, tattered, torn, and dusty, so I might just hit you with my car. I may be old and weak, but I'm a pissed off, vengeful freak who's gonna go down swinging, swinging. You might believe you're gonna get the best of me. You might change your mind while you're spitting out your teeth. I'm fine with dying for the things that I believe, and I know for sure I can't take no more. So get a bucket bar stool, you ain't all that cool. Time for the BS to stop. Put your money where your mouth is, argument or mounces, quick before they call the cops. I might be outnumbered, but I am unencumbered from the fear of agony and death. I'm about to step to it, you know I'm gonna do it. You know you're gonna get my best. I might win or lose, but I will make a mess of you when I go down swinging, swinging. Give us fiddle music now. Now, my friend, can't we just work things out? I sure would like to just get along. Can't you just settle down and quit running your mouth? Or do I need to sit you down? Know what I'm saying?
You're a famous dog. Did you know that you're a famous dog? You just think you're a farm dog that lives in the middle of nowhere in Oklahoma, but you don't realize that you're